Guys, we are finally facing a Cabal Coffers deck in Modern. Let's see if we can win it. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Modern video. That's right, we have been playing a couple of Modern games over the last couple days, and I've actually really been enjoying it, and so I want to keep that going today. We're going to try and keep this hand. For those of you who don't know, we've been playing a lot of Aura Hexproof, a very, very fun deck, one that I actually love despite it being, again, and I think I mentioned this in the first video, my least favorite colors. However, it's just a really fun deck, and it actually is fairly resilient. It's not perfect for the meta right now, I don't think, but it's worth a shot. And so I thought we'd give it another shot here today. We'll see how things go. I'll probably have a few more of these Modern videos with this deck specifically over the next couple days. But hopefully very soon, we'll get into some extra fun stuff. So we'll see how things go over the next couple days. I am still going to be out for a couple of days here, so some things to keep in mind. Let's just do this. I don't know if this is correct. I'm gonna try and be a little mana efficient here, and that's part of why I'm doing this. It also, that pro creatures is actually just really relevant later on in the game, but we'll see what we're up against. This could be any number of things. It could be Jund, it could be Death Shadow, could be basically anything. Hopefully they don't have fatal pushes. It's kind of my biggest worry. I would like to set up a turn where I can go Kor Spiritdancer, Hyena Umbra, or Rancor on the Kor Spiritdancer and then be able to draw a card off of it. And that's part of why I didn't just run out the Kor Spiritdancer here, because you really never know what you're going to hit. A Sylvan Scrying. Cabal Coffers. Okay, so it's the Coffers deck. Very, very scary deck. Certainly one that I am not looking forward to dealing with at all. But we'll do the best we can. With that in mind, I am going to go ahead and play the Kor Spiritdancer now. The reason being, one, they don't have mana left open for an end-of-turn fatal push, so if they decide to remove the Kor Spiritdancer, it's going to take something on their turn, most likely, to do it. But also, if they happen to have a Liliana, which is very relevant in this matchup, I don't particularly want to just lose to that. Yeah, so they are going to take the opportunity with that Bloodchief's Thirst now. That's fine. But again, that's not exactly mana efficient for them, which is kind of the key. Okay, let's see. We will actually... So I do really want to set up a Totem Armor play because I don't particularly want to just lose out to any kind of random removal spell. Not that I think they can just like pick this off, obviously. It's got the hexproof on it, but there are outs for that, and so setting up a Totem Armor is probably useful. We'll see. And we do get 5 damage in, so we have them halfway dead. So here's to hoping. This Coffers deck is a scary one. It's definitely one I'm not looking forward to playing against. I think I do have some decent sideboard options against it, but we'll see. Okay, first things first, again, I'm going to go ahead and play that Gladecover Scout. So if they did have like a Liliana's Triumph or something random like that, that would have been the opportunity for them to play it. But we're just going to get in for 9 here and represent lethal next turn. We could have gone for the Rancor as well as the Ethereal Armor, and that would have been potentially lethal. But I'm playing it a bit safer because I just don't know what they could have. If they do have that Liliana's Triumph or something, I'm kind of baiting that out there. But there we go. We got it. Let's go ahead and move to sideboard and see what we can do. Didn't see much from the opponent. However, I do generally like bringing in Gaddock Teeg as well as the Leylines. A couple of Path to Exiles are generally not terrible as well. Trying to think if we need any of the seals. I feel like probably not. I don't love Path in this matchup because it does provide them with a way of pulling their basics, which is obviously very good for their deck. But I feel like it might be worth it. Do we cut the Coronets? Potentially so. A lot of the times, they do generally run Chalice in this deck, don't they? I think I do take out Spirit Mantles. I'm not super stoked on those. Kor Spiritdancer is such a big play for this deck. Maybe we don't need all the Gaddock Teegs, and maybe we don't need all the Leylines. That's probably correct. Leyline is very good as a one-of. It's not very good as a multiple draw card. You know what I'm saying? I'll bring in a Seal. I don't know. That's probably a bad sideboard plan, but that's what we got. Let's jump into game 2. We did get game 1 though, so that's kind of nice. We do kind of hope to get game 1 most of the time because we are kind of a very aggressive deck. So that's generally not too bad. If we had another land or a Bogle, I would keep this, but I don't think we can here. Wow. Okay. We do have a Dryad Arbor. That's a pretty bad turn 1 though. You know what? For the sake of science, let's give this a shot. I'm not sold on it at all, but I kind of want to try it. Do we think? Well, they're not gonna have Blood Moon or anything. This is a bad keep most likely, but I kind of just want to try it. All right. Expedition map. They're going to be able to fetch out their coffers or their Orborg or whatever it happens to be. That's actually not a bad draw. So let's lead with the Dryad Arbor. This may just eat a removal spell, which is obviously not ideal for us, but they probably are going to want to crack their map this upcoming turn, so I'm hoping we can get the mana off of it. Dryad Arbor, 100% a risky turn 1 play, because if they do have just a Fatal Push, they just kill it. Yeah, or a Feed the Swarm in this case. Great option from the opponent, bringing in that Feed the Swarm. Definitely a great call. And unfortunately, we do just have to pass here. That's the danger of leading with that Dryad Arbor, so 100% not the best option for us. But it did eat a removal spell, which is good against when we've got a potential Kor Spiritdancer coming down next turn. So I'm not too unhappy about that. We also can draw off of the Horizon Canopy. So they do get a Bloodstained Mire. That's interesting. Okay. We've got so many thickets, it's ridiculous. So the question becomes, do we just run this out? I think we do. The reason being, if they have a Fatal Push or if they have a removal spell, they're going to play it either way. And so I'd rather than play it now before we try it and throw an Aura on the Kor Spiritdancer. The trick is, if they do have one, we're out of gas completely. We do have a Horizon Canopy that can get us another card, but that's about it. So we're going to hope for the best here. Okay, so they're going to be able to peel a Rancor here, which is good, not great. I mean, it's obviously not great that we have to get rid of it, but at the same time, there are worse cards for them to have gotten. So hopefully I don't kill Kor Spiritdancer. Please, please, please. No. Okay, well, that sucks. Yeah. Cool. So, man, we are just getting all the lands. So I definitely think we just have to go this route. We'll draw a card here. Give me a Bogle. Nope, more land. We did this the other day. We drew just so many lands, which is really unfortunate against a deck that is really going to be able to blow some stuff up and kick our butt here soon. So we'll see how this goes. Blast Zone is one of the best cards against us, and this deck generally does run Blast Zone. And that's a little scary, so we'll see what happens. Liquid metal coating, huh? That's a cool one. All right, Ethereal Armor. Pretty useless. I think we just Windswept Heath and pull a Temple Garden. Not much else we can do. Deck thinning is always good, so I will happily take that. But we're not in great shape here. Okay. So let's just go ahead. We're just gonna pull that Temple Garden. We could, I guess, get a basic, but I don't think we need to. Yeah. So gonna start playing this out. Yep. Cool. So if you don't know how this works, basically they make our lands an artifact, and then this just basically kills it. Because it becomes a creature equal to its, is it mana cost? Yeah, and we don't have a mana cost on it, so this is a pretty cool little combo. We really needed to sideboard like some of our sideboard cards, and we just haven't drawn them. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and concede here, guys. They're slowly kind of giving us a lock, and I don't think we can deal with that. So what else can we do? do kind of want that. We are on the play, worth noting. Probably take in another seal. We didn't really see much there. I feel like we can take those out. We'll try this. Again, guys, I'm not sold on this. This is all a learning experience. Let's just be very clear. Yes, I would love to play first. This is a pretty good hand, actually. We've got the seal, we've got double scout and a rancor. So I will happily take this. The double Horizon Canopy is a little rough. You do have to pay a life when you use the Horizon Canopy for colored mana, but worth noting, this is an Urborg deck that we are against, and so eventually this it does just tap for black, which is kind of cool. All right, so my assumption is they take either the Gladecover Scout or the seal. I think they can generally outpace a Rancor if they choose to, but we'll see. No, they take the Rancor. Okay. Interesting. Well, I think, wow, that's very good, actually. Okay, first things first, we are just gonna attack. And then I do think we'll just go ahead and play out the seal here. Not a super exciting play, I know, but it's a card that they're gonna have to think about in the near future, if that makes sense. We don't get to get any major value out of it, of course, but I think that's worth it. Okay, let's do... Can we undo? All right. Let's move to attacks. Let's get in for one. Wow. Yeah. So we could crack the Horizon Canopy now, but I don't actually think we need to. Let's do this. I don't know why I did it in this order, but that's fine. And I am just going to play the Gaddock Teeg out here. They probably have a spell to kill this Gaddock Teeg, like 100%, but this is kind of a must kill for them, because if they happen to have a Karn or anything like that in their hand, it's kind of difficult for them to get out from under that. But we will see. All right. Sorry if you hear Teams messages going off, by the way. Technically on lunch, but obviously. All right, so they do kill Gaddock Teeg again. Kind of expected that. I didn't love running it out into open mana, but I think we do just kind of have to force them through it. And this turn, I'm expecting something big. Oh, so maybe they're out of lands in their hand. If this is all they're doing, then that's fine. There's the coffers. Okay, they were not out of lands. That's fine. Cool. Okay, that's actually quite good. Let's go ahead and do this. Goodness. Sorry guys, Teams messages going crazy. All right, so I'm gonna do this and see what we get. Okay, Rancor. I'll go ahead and equip this up. We do pay some life, of course, but that's fine. Get in for 5. I'll happily take that. We're definitely behind because we're super out of gas here. We do have Horizon Canopy, of course, so we can draw a card, and that is helpful. The Seal of Primordium is also kind of nice because it does keep us off of like losing to I don't know, liquid metal coating or something random like that. But they do have to pull that, so this is definitely a bit like their game plan's a bit slow in that response. Okay. Wonder what they do or do not have here. That's kind of interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and fetch now. I think we just take a plains, and I'm gonna go ahead and sack this. Get another Rancor. That's fine. We'll see what happens here. So this is 7 damage. Attack with all. So they do have to deal with both things here. I'm sure they've got something, but... Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. So we do just get this back, which is kind of nice, but I don't know that that was a great play, only from the perspective of it's still a 2-turn clock, if that makes sense. But I don't know, maybe it was. I'm not sure. It saved a good bit of damage, but they weren't dead anyway, so it's still a 2-turn clock. And there we go, guys. We did it. That was awesome. Wow, what an interesting matchup. Guys, let's chat about this for a minute. All right, so finally up against a Cabal Coffers deck. I know in practice I've been playing up against those quite a bit, and they are very, very scary, very good cards to fight up against there. We don't have a great sideboard plan, I feel like, against those. We've got a lot of good cards, but I feel like the deck itself doesn't sideboard well in general. And so it feels a little bit rough to me. All that to say, though, we did win it, and that's kind of nice. So far, I think this is our 3rd video, and we've won 2 of them, which is kind of nice. Eventually, we'll probably do like a full league, but I feel like I need to do, excuse me, a little bit more practice first, get my hands around and my head wrapped around this deck a little bit more, and so I'm working towards that first. I do appreciate you guys being so supportive of a different style of video. I know we normally stick to standard gameplay, but 1, this is easier to record for right now because I am away at the moment, but 2, it's also just kind of fun to dip into what is personally one of my favorite formats. And so while yes, we're playing the same deck over and over, we are trying different matchups, which is kind of cool, and I'm not going to repeat a matchup for you guys, so we're going to learn some new stuff as we go. But all that to say, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you again very soon, hopefully with some more modern gameplay. If you guys are enjoying it, let me know what you think down below, but I'll see you guys then.